Hey guys, this is John Box. And we got Squiddy.
What's up? It's me, Squiddy. We're here.
We're making another Squiddio
Part 3.
here. Squiddio time. Ultimate Counter Guide Part 3 for December, November. This is our latest volume. So across the top are matchup Snake Eye, Fire King, Azamina, anything within that little package. 10 Pie Dragon, yugioh, Malice, and Bestial Centurion. At the time of making this video, or the previous parts, Fiendsmith X deck was not exactly on our radar, so maybe that would have replaced Bestial Centurion, but we're gonna work with what we have, so maybe we'll look into just straight up how to beat that deck instead. But yeah, I don't even know how much more you guys want to know about how to beat Fiendsmith, like Kashtira or Fiendsmith X deck, because you know how to beat them technically. They're separate engines that work really well with each other. Okay. So, for going second, we're going to cover more hand traps, because usually our hand trap guide gives us the basic main deck stuff, and then we have more hand traps like we can talk about here. Ultimate Slayer is going to be one of the cards that's going to be very, very popular coming up, and luckily that was all. Was that also in our Rarity collection? I can't remember.
I think it was.
Board
don't quote me on that.
Yeah, well, board wipes, Book of Eclipses, Cosmic Cyclones, Droplets, our typical board clearance allowance. These are the typical cards that we are playing. But for more hand traps, we get a little bit more coverage this time because we can talk about it. So we're going to go across the board. For more hand traps, we already talked about the Ash, the Imperms, and all that stuff. So what can we use against Fire King, Snake Eye, Azamina?
Well,
I'll put one here. I'll start with one here.
Shifter.
Shifter.
Good one.
Shifter is a dead giveaway.
I mean, the rest of the good generic hand traps are all decent. Imperm, Veiler, Ash.
Yeah, but we kind of talked about it in the first part. So these are additional hand traps. DD Crow is actually a fantastic card because you can take away their Hallowed Azamina for one. That's like one thing you can take away. You can take away IP Masquerena being reset onto the back row for a pure build. For Fire King, you can take away the Garunix in the graveyard, or you can take away other fire named monsters in the graveyard. So I think the only one that you can't really chain to, because it'll still destroy your card, is Promethean Princess. That's the only one that you kind of have to preempt, because it's
got that also conjunction.
Yeah, it has a weird also conjunction where it destroys first before someone's back.
Got it.
Yeah, it destroys first before someone's back.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, so you there's a little bit of a bypassing on this whole scenario.
That card's really forgiving.
And what do you think about the Bestials?
Yeah. Especially the Magnemite, because you always get a search off it, so it's free, right?
And there's always going to be some level of dark.
Yeah.
There's always going to be some level of dark. SP, IP, definitely worth the clear. 10 Pie Dragon. What kind of additional hand traps do you want to use against them? I mean, they play Shifter, so they don't care. Okay, so they half the time they don't care. I think one that's actually pretty decent against them that does have an impact, especially when they're trying to kill you, has got to be DD Crow.
DD Crow. This is a great one because you can use it in the battle phase, which doesn't interact with the field spell either.
It can take away Fadra's target. It can also take away Biden Dragon from coming back from the graveyard, which can actually save you because it's like 7 levels that they're missing.
Literally.
I don't think there's much you can do with the Bestials. So I think it's just Crow. If you want to use additional hand trap, you need to find that overlap. Essentially, you only have 15 slots in your side deck, so you got to make sure that you have the most effective ones. Against yugioh, I think Crow sucks.
Yeah, I mean, plugin doesn't even target, right? So,
and the stupider part is plugin summon from Banish.
It does.
So I don't think you get that much value. And if you're trying to stop the drawing effect from the cross, it says put them to the bottom of the deck and draw cards. So even if one,
true, yeah, it's them.
I will give.
Oh, you know what? I lied. Plugin does target, but they can do banish, like you said. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess you can stop the additional summon. I guess. Kinda. Oh, what does it say?
Maybe on the node.
What about the attaching from the deck? Do you have to do the first part? What's the conjunction on it? Is it then or anything?
Special summon it, then you can attach. So yes, you would have to special it. So
okay, well, I guess though it's not that.
Yeah, great. Maybe.
You have better hand traps. There are way better.
You have better options. You have better options.
And yes, we already talked about the Mulcharmies in the first part. So if you want to check it out, check out the very first part of our Ultimate Counter Guide. We're bringing this segment back, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. Malice. This is the one deck that's so hard to hand trap because they play banish based.
Yeah. I mean,
I can't touch
anything to stop banishing.
I can't touch it. It's so weird.
You know, Chaos Hunter is like a obscure one. I know some people are considering. You have to discard a card,
true.
and then you stop them. And in fact, I don't even think they have an answer for that in the main deck or the extra deck. If I'm not mistaken, there isn't anything that destroys or negates Chaos Hunter. So if you keep it on your field, the other thing is you can stop Dimensional Shifter. Because if they shifted you during your turn while you have Chaos Hunter, they can't banish. So you play as normal.
Oh, that's
an interesting one. If your deck can afford the discard, because you have to discard a card.
Discard, and they have the special summon, which
costly.
they always do. There's one more hand trap I kind of forgot. I think it's is it Retaliating Sea?
Yes, that's another one against Azumina.
See, yeah, that one's actually pretty brutal because they have spell cards that summon. That also hits the. I know it hurts me because I play Chimera, and I'm like, oh my god, my Chimera fusion's all gone. It sucks. It sucks when they land it. Like it's just everything.
Macrocosmos.
It's Macrocosmos. Yeah, exactly. It hurts. It definitely hurts. And you can also use Retaliating Sea on Tenpai, can't you? In the battle phase.
You can.
I guess it doesn't because they have to. They don't have to call which effect they're using.
No,
they don't. They don't. If I recall correctly, you can also Retaliating Sea them, and then but it doesn't matter because it's just level 4. There's one mod. It's the other one, Contact Sea, the one that summons on the opposing side. They have to use the material. That one messes with them. But the problem is, it's a level 6. But luckily for us, they're level. I think they're level 10 synchros. All need to be dragon based, so they get a little stuck with it.
They have to link off. Well, that's good. There's even like Flying Sea. You use it on Ryzios.
Oh, yeah,
searchable.
That's right.
Search it out for Retaliating Sea. No, but I remember in Zodiac format, Flying Sea was actually like a big card. They just had to have the Zodiac Barrage in order to destroy it, or otherwise
they econ it. They sometimes econ it away.
They could econ as well, yeah.
Econ. I remember econ. That was classic.
Yeah.
Classic. I guess for that Malice, there's not really too much you can hit them with because they play Bystials just to banish their stuff out of the graveyard. If you play Bystials on their card, you're gonna regret it so fast. It's gonna be
one Bystial on White Binder.
Game over. Game over.
Oh, combo.
So what about Bystial Centurion? That particular deck. What are the additional hand traps? Can we crow them? What does Auxilia target? I know Legacia target.
The Phalanx, the trap card, I believe targets the one that you banish from the graveyard to resurrect a synchro.
Yeah,
but I mean it's kind of late by that point.
But what about no? But I because there's one part that I kind of care about, which is does
Auxilia target?
Auxilia target to put the card back. I mean, if it does target, leaving them short one target is kind of important.
Well, it does not target, but they can also do banished.
No, if it doesn't target, then the DD Crow's not
so if you DD Crow, they just put that back in.
I was just checking. I don't think there's any additional
I had to check
hand
that
trap.
too.
I mean, the best hand trap's already in the first part. Just they need the extra deck. So play for a Wasp. Okay, moving on to the second card. Now, Ultimate Slayer. This is going to become very popular thanks to Ryziel. And I guess because it does have overlap to other decks as well, because everyone plays everything. Ultimate Slayer, what do you throw into the graveyard and what do you hit? I'm sure there's some.
If you play Intis, you could hit the Ilya Silva.
What's a link monster that you would throw away? Like the only ones I think of that are from the Dogmatica package, it's going to be Farigite and
Bucephalus into Garura.
Bucephalus and the Garura is the other one.
It's probably your best bet, unless you want to play the bricks.
What are we hitting on the Snake Eye side? Snake Eye side, we're hitting
IP.
It's mainly IP.
Ilya Sylvia.
They can't respond with monsters, but they can respond with like spells and traps.
Yeah.
I mean, you're definitely hitting like Ilya Sylvia is kind of worth it too because they can't respond to monsters, so immediately that one's gone. So the Garura-ness of it.
Yeah. Unless you go Sunny. Trouble Sunny with the brick, though. You got a main deck, so I don't think anyone will go that route.
Why would we bother with that? But
in today's day and age.
Meteorologic. Oh, I guess the Meteorologic is not for this matchup, but like you have Garura to take out the Ilya Sylvia. I guess I should pair it.
Yeah.
Well, let's just do it this way.
Good Garura and Tis, one of the two.
So we have Ilya Sylvia for the Garura, and then the other one for the just the link monster. It's just like whatever link that you have, and then you take out IP/SP.
Yeah.
Because they don't really make any other guys. Zelantis, you're already dead, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, maybe like Amloil in the fire matchup, but that's about it. Fire King.
That's true.
But that helps a lot, you know. Get rid of that. They can't destroy it with Princess, bring back IP, or destroy it with Kirin rather, so they're not fire locked.
Yeah, it's actually quite a big one. I kind of like it.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I like Tenpai. You know what's funny? This card's actually pretty good against Tenpai if they go first.
Yeah,
they store
links.
the card and they can't even chain the card.
Hit the seal.
Yeah, you just hit the seal. Doesn't matter. Link the seals.
Just gotta watch out for Shifter though, because this card's a cost. So under Shifter, you would not be able to send anything, so it'd be dead.
Yeah, that's the thing. But I mean, you can kind of use it. It's not like the best card. Let me just move my thing back for a second. You guys can see how I'm working this whole thing a little bit. Sorry, I'm not editing that out because I'm too lazy. Let me change it. Let me change it to maybe. I don't know if I want to do this. You're making them go first, so you're gonna side it in because knowing that you're gonna be able to hit them.
Mm-hmm.
If they pass turn, they have a ton of hand traps, and what are you gonna do with the Ultimate Slayer?
Yeah,
That kind of feels weird.
that's true.
Ryzeal, you know, this is the reason why this card became popular.
Yes. Aggregator.
Real logic. I'm just gonna leave it that, and then you're gonna.
I keep thinking it's Meteor Logic, but it's Muriel Logic.
Yeah,
whatever that means.
You're hitting the detonator. Detonator. I don't think there's. I mean, you can hit like any XYZ.
So I guess unless they put up the Blast Dragon, right? Starleech Photon Blast, they can prevent targeting, but that's the only thing. It's not easy
that
for them to
actually
do that.
requires a lot because it also requires you to not have any hand trap to stop them from getting there. For
Yeah,
one,
it requires a lot.
But if they set up that board, you're kind of just lost. It is actually very hard to break through because they have a monster. The whole thing about that field spell, Ryzeal Cross, is I can negate any part of the chain.
Right.
That's the nasty part. It doesn't matter where you chain because you'll win that chain. It's like a better version of Fabled Unicorn. You get to choose where you negate.
Kind of scary to think about. But being able to negate that with Aggregator once you target the detonator is the best part. You get a 2-for-1.
It is a 2-for-1. Absolutely. That's why it's fantastic. Now, and then you get into Malice matchup. I think Malice kind of gets the same treatment as... Well, what did they end on? Oh, no. Getting rid of Tempest Surge is pretty huge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the
especially
best.
if they don't shotgun it. You could like really punish them.
You have to hit them.
They might not shotgun it to play around Thrust, and then.
But can they negate it? Can they negate it with the Save Worm?
No, because you can't respond with any monster effects, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Yeah.
Monsters. Yeah, taking that monster out is huge.
Yeah, especially if you're playing a deck like Tenpai, where that monster's effect negating battle phase effects is actually relevant.
Because if they do that, it actually can you look up Protect Code Talker for me?
Yeah,
I just want to check one thing. Does it activate in the main phase, or if it does not activate in the main phase, then they can really build a board.
Nope. Quick effect: you can banish link monsters from your graveyard whose combined link ratings equal.
Well, let's just hope people just copy the OCG list and don't play Protect Code Talker, and then this card's good.
That would be annoying, to say the least.
If they copy the OCG one, they won't be playing Protect Code Talker. I guess beware of Protect Code Talker.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see what people do in the TCG. It's always a little bit of variation, you know? We get the OCG for inspiration, but we make some tweaks.
And sometimes they adapt our strategies over. We've seen it. We've seen it. So, you know, it's a little, cultural exchange. But ultimately, it's still not that great. It's not that great, but you can use it to the firewall. The fur wall. Firewall. Okay. Bestial Centurion. I don't know if this card's good because people don't have synchros in their extra deck. It's good. It's good, kinda. They'll chain phalanx, won't they? Is there a thing they can chain and then force the chain afterwards?
I mean, if you play Malong, it technically outs their board, right? Because you go send Malong. But they would have to have no Crimson Dragon, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Well, we can move on from here. We're going to go into board wipes. Any type form of board wipe against an Azamina deck requires a second card. That's just facts. I mean, droplet evenly, probably one of the best combos. Can stop 90% of things. However, it does not stop this particular board. It's really sad. It truly does not fully stop this entire board. Because Ilya Sylvia has that whole tribute. Yeah, cost. So you still need double hit, but evenly is a pretty solid one. Evenly plus a negation is like really good. You need something, a mass negation of some sort. Actually, speaking of which, one thing that actually
you need some combination.
Dark Ruler's not bad.
Yeah, Dark Ruler's one of those cards that you always don't expect and falls out of favor, and then all of a sudden it comes back, and you're like, oh crap.
I forgot about it.
How do I react to this?
Yeah, exactly. I kind of forgot about it. But like Dark Ruler actually can do massive damage to a Snake Eye board. Not so much a Fire King board. A little bit of a difference there, but we always have to negate the Ilya first.
Yeah, it's why it's important to diversify. You know, if you're playing Fire Kings, you get Kieran in hand, Princess Engrave, all this stuff. If you get Dark Ruler, you don't care. But certain decks may care. If all of your investment is on the field as monsters, it could hurt.
Oh, no, we saw the multi-wipe. You know, you activate your Feather Duster, and then you activate your Raigeki.
Your Raigeki. Chain Droplet.
That happened in the recent YCS feature match.
Yep,
the guy negated... For the was it the U-Bell player? Yeah, the U-Bell player negated the Harpies and then got
Raigeki. Raigeki Droplet.
I mean, that particular match had some pretty funky things on stream. You know, that guy that used the sarcophagus.
Sarcophagus becomes Foolish Burial.
King Sark, Foolish Burial. Dump a card, dump a second card.
Orcus Tarpor.
Ah, perfect. Good.
Hidden effects, you know? Yeah. Just like in the anime. Ra had a bunch of secret effects.
Yeah. In the anime, we don't have to tell the opponent what we actually played.
Yeah, you don't. They're always like, what does that do? You're expected to explain your own cards.
What if they lied? I didn't tell you everything. You've fallen into my trap. I mean, that's how some of the younger kids play, right? 10 pie versus board wipe. This is a garbo play. You do not wipe a 10 pie player's board because they have no board for you to wipe half the time. Yeah, it's not very good. Ryziel versus
board for them to wipe.
Board wipe. I'm sorry, but guess what? The only board wipe that does anything. You need like a double scenario with this. Like, it's okay. I'm not gonna give it a full X because Detonator protects. Detonator protects. So you have to keep that in mind. That's why your Raigekis aren't going to work. That's why your Lightning Storms aren't going to work. They're just going to detach one material and then you're going to feel really bad for yourself. So in other words, you have to negate Detonator first.
It protects all the XCs, which is just mind-blowing to me. It's not even itself, but like all of the monsters. Like, hello. Talk about power creep.
Basically that. You have to negate Detonator first, or else you're not going to be able to land a single board wipe. Although board wipes are effective, I think one thing that you can use is Dark Ruler no more. They do have a strong board. You can actually stun the entire board. Do you have a Spell Trap negation? No.
No,
you can Dark Ruler no more this board. They don't exactly have the strongest recovery. But you still have to be aware that, hey, they can actually re-enable some effects sometimes.
Yeah, they could plug in, attach the plasma hole, make another detonator.
In this channel, we call it the hole thruster.
The hole thruster.
Good job, R&D. You censored that card's name to its fullest degree. I would have enjoyed
Censorship.
making that joke on stream. Hole thruster.
I think a lot of people would have enjoyed that card.
I think chat would
Plasma
half of
tornado.
chat was gonna get banned on that one.
The mods are working overtime.
Yeah, I was like, oh please don't do it, don't do us like this. Oh, they're getting done in by some sort of hole thruster, but here we are.
Plasma hole.
Evenly matched. They're gonna leave detonator on board.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if they have plug-in, they can probably do some. They can pop their own cards, put them in the graveyard with detonator if they want.
It's just so effective, this particular deck. There's even like a weird thing. If you get hit by like whatchamacallit, D barrier, they just leave a bunch of monsters on board.
Yeah.
They'll like you debarrier them. They're gonna find ways. They're gonna get Ice Ryziel. Ice Ryziel is going to send the trap card to the graveyard so that they can remake those monsters on your turn.
Mm-hmm.
That's also a fancy thing that they can do. It's not the easiest thing because they have to hard open the trap card at that point. But that's why hard opening the trap card doesn't feel bad, because it opens another avenue of play. I was actually thinking about this. You know, if you actually dump the trap card in first, the plasma hole, and then you make duo drive, and then when they try to hit you on duo drive, say you activate duo drive to like get the double search, you don't do anything, and then they like, oh, I'm gonna ghost ogre you, oh, I'm gonna imperm you, chain the plasma hole in the graveyard, convert it to a utopia.
Rank up?
Yeah, you rank it up, and then you detach off of the utopia to get the search.
That's smart. That's big brain. Yeah.
It's like, hey, if I have the opportunity to do that, I think it's more for a going second play where your opponent established some sort of like negation, targeted negation or targeted destruction on your card, and you convert the monster into something else as a part of a chain, say a droplet chain or something. You dropleted something first just to open up that particular line, so you have a double. You can answer a problem and negate something. I think there's an opportunity there. Big brain plays.
Yeah, 4D chess.
Hey, maybe that's part of Yu-Gi-Oh! Malice, board wipe. I think they're okay, but they have a lot of negations on you first.
They do. Yeah. Yeah, the negations are the thing. The D-Save Worm is really annoying. They probably have follow-up as well. Like, even a Bistio in hand just resets everything. So you better have a push with a board wipe.
I think this is like a 2 of. You need to, and sometimes if you're under shifter, if they know it's a matchup where shifter's involved, like, and then your cards suck, you can't drop it anymore. And the thing is, the only thing on board isn't even the actual threat. Half the threats are already in the graveyard or in banish. You don't really see half the threats.
Yeah, they're kind of tucked away, hidden, kind of like Fire King, you know? They're just there when they want.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Reveal them.
I want to Dweller them so bad, but yeah, Dweller doesn't even work against that deck. I don't know how you stop this. Maybe just don't board wipe them.
Maybe you just got to play, like you were talking about in the other episode, Tom, cards that interact with the cards in the graveyard, like Foolish Return or something. I don't know.
That'd be cool. I mean, shuffle everything back. Give us back Fiber Jar.
Yeah.
Bestial Centurion. They're kind of hard to hit, but I mean, you can definitely board wipe them. They don't establish true negations unless they get to the Blazar Dragon, which is cool.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I don't think it's that effective. They get to the negates too fast. If you're relying on a board wipe, you're actually more or less relying on the droplet first.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can dark.
Yeah, you can bluff like an evenly, but then they trigger the effects. So it depends like how you wanna.
Yeah.
What you're
That's
playing.
Why we're not seeing as many board wipes in OCG. It's just like kind of iffy. It's very iffy.
Hand traps are the future.
Hand traps are the future. That's right. Book of Eclipse. It's good enough, but beware of Ash, I guess.
Yeah, it's the only thing. I can't believe this card can get ashed. It's just the one major drawback of the card.
It buys you the turn for sure. Like, it definitely buys the turn. Even against Tenpai. The problem is the field spell exists.
Yeah. It's nice that you can use this in the battle phase sometimes to potentially survive, which is the fact that it doesn't target. So even if they chain the effect to synchro, it still books the synchro, and then they don't get the effect either. So it's nice, but it's also very, like you said, it's It's not amazing.
It's just not very effective. And as a deck that plays a bunch of hand traps, letting them draw on their cards is not also that ideal. Ryziel. This is actually pretty good. This is
yeah, it's not bad. So I realized the thing is they obviously chain their own detonator to destroy itself. Then they can activate plug to summon it back. And then they attach the plasma hole to it or the hole thruster. And then the effective detonator trigger to attach another card because it was special summoned that turn. So they still get 2 materials, but you deal with the rest of the board. You prevent them from getting another rank 4 axis, which is oftentimes a major problem if they go into like Baguska or like Dweller or something on your turn with hole thrusters affecting the graveyard. So yeah, it's a long-winded explanation of saying it's pretty good.
Also, this turns off problems. I'm going second. I'm describing it as if I'm using going first, but it turns off problems, essentially. That's what it
I like the card.
does. Against this particular deck, yeah, it works. It forces all the cards face down.
It does, yeah. You're really trading with the board, plus you're trading with the cards face down, so it does a lot. It's definitely like more than a 2-for-1, at least 2-for-1.
Like as long as they can't flip it back up and they don't skip your turn along the way, I think it's still definitely worth playing.
I like it.
Malice is garbage because they are all links. There's nothing for you to eclipse.
Yeah, he can't book links.
You can't book them.
You can't even try.
And you can even use this against Bistio.
Oh, you can. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, because guess what, Crimson Dragon.
What
are you hitting?
That's actually really nice because you can like just
disrupt the
really get rid of something. Turn off the Auxilia protection effect as well, stuff like that.
Yeah,
quite nice. Chain into the field spell, effect the synchro, book everything. I love this card. It's always been one of my favorite cards since like Dragon Ruler format, like 11, almost 12 years ago now, 2013.
Oh yeah.
I like quick play
man. This card's been here for a while.
It has.
At first, it was kind of weird. I think, yeah.
That was bad for the longest time. Then it suddenly became good.
Yeah, that's good. I like it when the game was old cards are playable. I mean, that's the benefit of playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that your cards are always available sometimes.
Entire card pool.
Cosmic Cyclone against the Snake Eye stuff. Well, there's one card you can hit, but you have to be careful. I mean, I talked about this, I think, at the beginning of the year. You can use it to hit, Fire King Island. They can't protect it. That's one thing you can hit, especially if
Raigeki.
You can Raigeki their board, but you have to time it. Most of the time now, they just leave. If they leave Amble Whale, they might still get an IP, and they might get IP and delete in like other cards. It's a little bit dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay? So, but the other things you can hit for the other ones is, of course, the IP Masquerena. In the back, if they are playing the regular stuff, there is, of course, Deception. You can even hit away like Deception on the Hallowed Azamina. Like if you do on the Hallowed, they lose the Hallowed and the Deception together. That's also kind of fun, but that's at a risk that they don't have a Sinful Spell in hand. Oh, give me a second here.
Well, they would have to have it.
There we go. Yeah. What else do we hit on this one? That's really it.
Yeah, I don't think there's much. Like, obviously, sniping just the face downs, whatever they have, like an Imperm or something. It's always some value out of it. But it depends on the board state. Might not be the best thing. But going first, yeah, like you said, Tom, it's pretty good against, like, Deception and...
Yeah, if you have it, going first, it just feels like you just have more ogres against them. It does feel like that.
Yeah.
But I guess Fire King Island, you can wipe their board, so you have the choice of that timing. But it's like, Imperm, face down. That's fine. I agree with that. Cosmic against Tenpai, there you go in second. They don't really have anything. But even if I go second, I still might play this just so I don't have to answer to an immune board. It's only for the field spell summoning.
Yeah, as long as you have some answer to it during their turn. I mean, that's one of the important things about playing against Tenpai. You want to survive, so could be nice.
Or you're forced into just dealing with the rivalry.
Yeah, the rivalry would be really nice if you can snipe that.
For this matchup, Ryziel, I think it's Ryziel.
Hit Cross.
Cross is like the only thing you care about. It's legitimately a negation that you get to take away. I'm not sure people are playing it, but if you are playing Cosmic Cyclone, then that is something that you should probably consider because it is effective. Trading a 1,000 life points to take out a perfectly timed negation that doesn't even activate
Yeah.
is very crucial. It's very, very.
I guess speaking of rivalry, yeah, you can hit the other floodgates, right? Like, yeah, that's a great point, actually. If people are playing like floodgates or like a set plasma hole, you need to get rid of that if you want to play.
I mean, I think there's just effectiveness for a lot of these cards. Chaos Malice. Going second, I don't think it's that great, but I mean, you can hit one of the trap cards.
Nah, probably not. Maybe the trap cards that they said. But it's like if you play with hand traps and you stop them already, then the Cosmic just becomes kind of dead. But at least you can kind of use it on the field spell, I guess, to some extent.
But like the field spell is only really effective if you put Cosmic going first to deal with it. And at that point, like Cosmic kind of fits into a really weird space for Malice. Because if they activate the field spell on their turn, okay, you can't really do anything with Cosmic anyway. It's not like there's any point to it. But if you went first and you set Cosmic and somehow they shifted you, then yeah, you can Cosmic away their field spell so they don't get that follow up. That's why I see it's kind of niche, and you can't ogre it. You're holding an ogre and you have a Cosmic. This seems like you sided a bit weird because you have an odd overlap of cards that don't do anything, and they're not an engine, and they're not exactly the best cards either. I mean,
yeah, that would be troublesome.
And the thing is, those trap cards that they set directly from the deck, they can immediately activate. So you can't even just Cosmic Cyclone those cards away either.
Ugh, you know what? Maybe it's not great against this deck at all.
Now, Cosmic Cyclone against Bestial Centurion. There is some effectiveness in this one. You can hit away.
Yes, this is a good matchup for it.
This is great because, first of all, the field spell can get banished. And once you take away the field spell, no standing. Now there's no synchroing. Because the synchro play comes from the field spell. But you also have to deal with floodgates. You have to deal with all the crappy floodgates that they throw at you.
Floodgates, even the monsters as traps, you can chain.
Yep, you can chain to them. Get rid of them. They're continuous traps, so they lose their effects too.
Yeah.
Forbidden Droplet. Across the matchup. And before I talk about the Forbidden Droplet, check out MSTmerch.com. Black Friday week sale still going on. And then you guys got to get it now. Even though there's a Canadian strike happening in terms of our postal service, guess what? It doesn't affect you guys in America. So you guys can get it just fine. And for you guys doing Canadian purchases, we found an alternative way to ship it to you guys that does not require Canada Post. So there's that.
Yep. Lavender sleeves.
Lavender sleeves. I don't know. Nishi swears by it. I'm still more of the fan of the whites, and I still have all
the whites.
I love these. They are so fun to shuffle in. There's a whole thing about shuffle feel, and that's a thing that the more card games you play, the more you know. And there's also the box dividers to help sort your collection. Holidays are coming up. Maybe you have a little time to make a little extra money by sorting your collection, selling all your extras. And you guys can check it all out. They're all on sale at MSTmerch.com. All right, Droplet. We're closing this one out. Droplet.
Good card.
You know what? It's just a good card. There's not much to describe. I mean, this card has been around for a very long time. Against Fire King Snake Eye Azamina, you can find the perfect timing to hit some of the best cards. You can stop. Say they built a board. They try to go Flamberge, IP, any of those like big SP. As long as you have the better timing, you send the correct monsters, you can stun them out. You can also turn off the Ilia Sylvia. There's a lot of stuff you can actually take care of.
Yeah.
And you can also take care of it in chain of something in response to your card.
Yeah, that's the best part. You can dodge like Baylor and Imperm and stuff like that as well. And I gotta get 2 ultimates. I have 1 ulti, but I need 2 more. I like this card.
Yeah, it's a good card. So yeah, you can dodge and chain and hit disruption.
Ulti droplets.
They've tanked a lot already.
They have tanked. They're literally $80, and I got mine for like $400. That's lovely.
I also got mine for a very, very hefty price. Next, we have Tenpai Dragon versus Droplet. Going second. I mean, you can still hit the one card.
Hitting Chandra is really nice in the damage tab because they can only use it once. Whereas cards like Imperm, you got to use it and they chain, they get it back, and they use it again. So
I think
that's what I've always loved.
Like if they're going second, There's also that odd opportunity to hit Hermetic Seal. But aside from Hermetic Seal, you can turn off the stupid Kawaki Meru.
That's a big one, yeah. If you're playing a dark deck, that is going to...
The Drago.
You can't play.
You can hit the Chandra. You can also hit the Seals. You can hit... It's a lot of things. I think it's worth hitting the Chandra if they do bring out Chandra or they bring out Fadra to kind of block your board a little bit. Thinking that, they're going to buy back their battle phase, and then you just chain this card, ditch 2 cards, and all of a sudden their whole battle phase gets like kind of washed out. That's also
you can actually survive. That's smart, yeah. They've already used the Kaiman, then yeah, you're chilling.
You get to save yourself. Ryzeal. This is one of the cards that are pretty good against them. You can turn off the big problem, and they don't get to respond to it. But I think one of the most dangerous things about Ryzeal is that when you try to negate, when you attempt to negate Detonator is slowly clearing your board along the way. That is annoying.
That is actually really annoying.
Like people think, I'm gonna imperm the Detonator. Okay, well, I'm gonna chain something. If you have more cards on board, I'm gonna chain more cards. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, the fact that it's not once per chain is nuts.
It is very silly, which is why it's so unfortunate for those who are playing like Runic that their board building their board building is so bad against Detonator.
He's gonna detonate, hence his name, Detonator.
And they can find ways to chain around you. Like Detonator is not giving them a response is pretty huge. I think that's pretty big. But you also hit away like the second card, the second XYZ, because you need to stop the second one because it's either a Dweller, a Baguska, a Star Liege Photon Dragon that's protecting everything from being targeted. You have very big problems, and having a droplet in your hand gives you that security.
Yeah, I just love quick play spell cards in general. I feel like in Yu-Gi-Oh, they're so powerful as board breakers nowadays.
I feel like they make the game. Without quick play spells, Yu-Gi-Oh's just wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, for real.
Malice. One condition. Please not under Shifter.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's a cost. So Shifter will hurt.
Shifter
meaning
will
you can't play it, period. Yeah.
And even then, I don't think it's that great.
Yeah. I mean, is Firewall a cost as well?
Firewall's I think it's a cost to send because it's send to boost attack. Check.
Yeah.
Can you give it a quick check?
Quick effect you can send, and if you do, actually, it's a quick effect, so it's not a cost apparently.
I mean, it's still worth it to hit.
Effect.
I mean, I don't want them to synchro, but typically they already have like Code of Soul in there.
Yeah, so by then it might be too late.
I wonder what's the end.
This is not ideal.
I need to look at the end board a little bit more thoroughly for Malice.
I think it's typically the terahertz plus like traps, hand traps.
I've seen some people put up like regular Firewall and SP next to it, but like I've seen less and less people make an SP.
Yeah, that would be annoying though. That'd be a pretty good end board, I guess. If they can do that, then Droplet might get some value. Because Firewall can bounce any card, right? So it's actually a disruption.
Like SP Firewall, such a strange one. I want to see how they play. I've been seeing less and less Malice, and I've seen more people just kind of jump the Ryzeal train. And finally, we're into our last box. Bestial versus Droplet. Actually, this is fantastic. You know why? The timing is good.
You don't want to get negated.
The timing is good. The timing is good. Great timing. Crimson Dragon can't get out. No response.
Yeah, Crimson Dragon's a big one. They get Quasar, it's very... Or Blazar, rather.
Blazar Dragon.
Very difficult.
2 Blazars and it's game over. Like, you just don't win. It has great timing. It's got no response. It's everything that you want in a card.
Honestly, yeah.
I think that's it. That kind of summarizes it. This is how it's going to look in the future. So find your overlaps.
A lot of yellow and red.
Maybe these aren't
board breakers.
I think, we are going into the hand trap. We go to the hand trap one, you see like, hey, there's a lot of green.
Yeah,
it's just that we're
hand traps seem like the future.
It seems like it's a hand trap format. I'm not sure if that's gonna persuade more people to play Yu-Gi-Oh or push them away.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think this format will be fairly interactive, though, from what I've seen. I hope that's the case. You know, it's back and forth, some grinding, thanks to hand traps in part, as well as the decks being a little more control-y.
I think that's what the direction needs to be. But
Mm-hmm.
as long as Snake Eye is still there, like all these decks are very, very powerful. I played against Yubel. Like Yubel's no slouch either. They can build boards.
It isn't, yeah.
But I will say, playing Ryzel against Yubel, it feels very comfortable. It's
That's good news.
so comfortable to play it because they have so many things that need to stay on board to get their effects. They play Nightmare Throne, pop with Detonator. Play play any of the continuous spells, pop. I'm like, wow, they're getting no value. And also one of the things about Ryzel, once they get into that matchup, they get the free Abyss Dweller opening play.
Oh, yeah. That's
kills
very
them.
powerful against Yubel.
Instant kill
Yeah.
against Yubel. And not just
Yeah, everything
Yubel.
activates.
I would do that against like Snake Eyes and Fire King too.
Yep.
Like there are some
That's a good
pretty
point.
nasty monsters that are going to be part of the format. Sure, it might not work against like everyone, but against Snake Eyes and Fire Kings, Azamina, like you shut down their graveyard effects. Wanted, Deception. What else is there? Original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye, Flamberge Dragon. Having all of those cards turned off by you making a Dweller opening play, and it's part of the combo. It's part of the one card play too, where you just make the Dweller use Node to get the second link into the Detonator. They die. They lose. It's literally Duo Drive, Dweller, Detonator with a one card combo.
That's crazy. And they have hand traps in hand.
Yeah,
so
they have hand trap because of one card combo.
It
They
lot.
committed one card
That's-
just so that they can get the node second summon, but that was it. So they have 3 cards left in hand, maybe 4 if you get the extra draw.
So it's just pure Zodiac all over
Yeah,
again.
basically your Zodiac, except that there's a Dweller attached to it.
Oh, man.
And you can't be destroyed by card effects. Also pretty big part. But yeah, anyways, that is what we have for the Ultimate Counter Guide moving into November, December. I guess it's technically December since we're looking into Ryzel and Malice. But if you guys want to see more stuff from MST.TV, we're going to get some live games going on. We're going to test out these matchups before the ban list drops. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, ding that notification bell, and check out Squiddy's channel. I love all those,
it out.
all those info bombs you drop.
Got some Squidios.
All your
fresh off the press.
shorts. All your shorts, man. Love them. They're very entertaining.
Nostalgia.
All right.
Well, thanks, Tom, for having me on there. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Had a lot of fun talking about these hand traps, board breakers, and new format, new cards.
That's right. If you guys want to see more
Yeah.
stuff like this, well, hit that subscribe, ding that notification bell. And we're definitely going to bring more. And we're going to just keep on ramping up the channel, just giving you better and better content. Until then, we'll see you all in the next one.
See y'all.